What's up, YouTube? People always ask me about, especially young people ask me about their parents and family not accepting their ways of vegetarian or veganism and ways that they can change their mind or make it easier for them to transition or get their parents to transition with them. For me, I would just suggest, like, for my personal experience, my mom's health deteriorating drastically, and she was beginning to accept it. And the first thing I told her to do was to eliminate dairy, refined sugars, and dairy and refined sugars. I think she lost 10 pounds just off of dairy and refined sugars. And from there, I got her off of heavier starches, no more potatoes, and dense glutens and things like that. And she's not vegan and she's not vegetarian. She'd be more. She just eats very light now, and because she's in her 60s at this point, it's very difficult to get someone to change after 60 years of deterioration like that, and it's just very difficult to get someone to get out of their ways. But once they shed that and realize they don't need that, and they realize that they're eating for eating comfort foods and things like that, then they see it for themselves. Then they'll be more accepting of your way of life. And then I feel like if you just stand firm and don't give in. So many people say, like, oh, I go to my mom's house because she cooked me something that she usually cooks me or something, and so I gave in. Like, just don't eat it. You have to make a stand somewhere. Like, you have to stand firm somewhere, or you'll never. If you make a change within yourself, then you change your family, then you change your friends and circle, then you change your community, then you change the nearby towns, your state or province, whatever. You change your seaboard, your region, and you can change your whole country. And once you change a nation, you change the earth. Like, it all the first step, you've already changed the earth. But I'm saying it ripples into the existence. So you got to remain firm at some level. You can't give in. It's really that simple. Like, and you have to create a reality where you can support your way of life. I know it might seem difficult for people, but I just refused to eat that food anymore. I just totally refused, and I made it so that I would never have to, and I made it so that no one would ever have to pay to feed me. So once I had created that reality for myself, I don't know a reality where I'm dependent for someone to feed me anymore. I don't know that reality. Once I switched foods, it was almost like so many clear paths and ways to generate energy or generate money to stay on this path, to stay in this lifestyle. So for me, I feel like they have to know you're serious. They have to know you're really going to make a change. And if you don't show them that, if you don't stand firm in your way of life, then anybody can knock you off course. Because it starts with you. Change in the world starts with the change within yourself. The inside is the outside. So, yeah, it really comes down to just standing firm and living and being a living testament, a living monument to health. And people measure health by biceps and all different types of different perception, but it's organ health. If your organs are healthy, that's what keeps you alive. So you might be a little slimmer, or you might not be. I know people that said they went vegan and actually gained weight. So it's all about what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish. That's how you're going to have to adjust your diet accordingly. But for me, it was a no-brainer. To go vegan was a no-brainer. Once I did it, everything became easier, and it was really nothing. It was really nothing. Come here. It was really nothing for me to make the switch. Like, at that point, because I fasted, and then juice fasted, and then 4 days back into solids without flesh. Really, honestly, after 3-4 days of fasting, I knew I was never going to eat flesh again. And I knew after 2 or 3 days of no dairy, my lungs felt so good. Again, I was so in tune with my body, being an athlete, that my lungs felt so good 3 days off of dairy that I knew 72 hours off of dairy. I knew like I'm never touching it again. One day I was eating a bowl of cereal, and it just looked like poison to me. And from that point, 3 days after that, it was it. That was it for me, and never again. And I felt instant success because I wasn't so blocked up. I wasn't so emotionally backed up that I had so much physical blockage in my intestines and colon. So when I made the switch, I felt it quicker than maybe somebody else might. But at the same time, if you apply the will, it wouldn't take anybody any longer than a week to 2 weeks to feel significant change in the body and significant increase in vitality and energy level. So broken energy, broken will. So if you change, you change your diet, your energy will increase, your will to stay on the path will increase.